Have you ever realized what type of effect you have on people? Hello, and welcome to today's Insight. And today I'm going to be talking about the trauma of noticing what type of effect you have on people. Now, the reason why I say this is because it's been like a year and a half, or 2 years, that I have been encountering this man in my transports. His name is Yazid, sorry, as I was corrected today. Yazid, and he and I are slightly different. He has children. I don't. Well, I mean, we're human beings. Of that we can be sure of. But we come from different faiths. We both have traumas. His trauma is that he has difficulty seeing, or he has very little vision, was I was hit by a car, right? And today is the beginning of both Lent and Ramadan. Well, no, tomorrow is the beginning of Lent and Ramadan. To my knowledge, yes, it is. So the thing with most people is that they automatically ixnay because they're from another faith or they have slightly different views on things. But in reality, if you go deeper into any circumstance, any situation, you will find that we are all similar. We're all made up of the same stuff. We all have the same principles that we like to work with and things of that nature. One of the things that Dale Carnegie says in one of his principles of how to win friends and from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is become a friendlier person, mainly talks about become genuinely interested in other people. Make the other person talk most. It's actually be a good listener. Encourage other people to talk more about themselves. And one of the things that I do a lot is that I do allow people the space to talk about themselves. I ask them questions if they want to, of course. And I just listen to what they have to say. I don't disagree or agree. Most of the time, I just acknowledge that's where they're at. It's because when we first met, Yazid and I, he was kind of on the defensive. And he's most of the time is, depending on the driver. I think the fact that the driver today was also Muslim helped soften him up a little. But he also, like another thing, one of the things that, like, he remembered me. Like, the minute I said who I was and the moment I spoke, he's like, Talar, and even the driver, when he came to pick me, to call on me inside the mall, because I work in a mall, he's like, yeah, I remember you. We worked. I've picked you up before, but it's been a while. I've moved, and it's not that I've stopped. It's just that yada yada yada. Or that was this morning. So just the fact that I have people who. What I mean to say is the fact that I have people who remember me after like 2 years or 3 years, that remember my name, remember the fact that they know this name, right? Or they know my face or something along those lines, is very impactful. And I mean, as I was mentioning, this man this middle-aged man, Yazid, excuse me, he was, as I said, he was kind of rough around the edges. We had a little, I don't agree or I don't disagree with him. I just let him talk. And I think he appreciates that a lot, because when I came in and when I said, hey, hi, Mr. Yazid, how are you? And he's like, oh, Talar. No, now that I heard your voice, now I know who you are. And I was like, oh, that's good. Like, even if I don't necessarily have the closest of interactions with this man, even if we kind of think slightly differently, just the fact that he enjoys my company, right? For the little bit, is major. I mean, this man, when he figured out that I'm a public speaker and that I talk about many things, but one of which is that I talk about how to overcome trauma, he automatically told me, I work at Air Canada, I can technically, not technically, but I can actually nominate you to come over and give speeches. And he's been doing that. And I'm like, oh, I thank you. Which is one of the ways to be called on to actually give a speech and whatnot. So this is like a big pat on the back. This is God telling me you are doing the right thing with the right people and you are interacting with others in the right way. Go ahead, keep on doing what you've been doing. So the thing with most people is that they automatically ixnay because they're from another faith or they have slightly different views on things. But in reality, if you go deeper into any circumstance, any situation, you will find that we are all similar. We're all made up of the same stuff. We all have the same principles that that we like to work with and things of that nature. So, my question to you is, what do you do when you are in front of someone who's slightly different than you? And do you have a method to actually best co-create with them? Is what I want you guys to think about. So, ponder that.